if they're doing a 4-hour blog, submitting an hour run might not be in my best interest. And I don't even know if they're doing online runs. But if they are, I started the timer late. Damn it. Damn it. Da, 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 damn. Since again, this is a pretty easy run for me to do 15 minutes, so I was like, they'll probably like that, right? Question, question, question mark? Well, thank you. So when it comes to this, because also you'll notice that there's X's everywhere, so that means I can't avoid this fight type of deal. But that's why we don't use the cab to avoid this fight, because we don't have the option to. We'll be using the cabs to be able to do that later on. So one thing about fights is we want them to be grouped up so that we can hit multiples of them, like you just saw, so that way we can hope that we get multi-kills. That wasn't too bad. I actually had my best first fight earlier, and I was like, oh my god, let's go. But unfortunately, that run did not PB. It was about 5 seconds off my PB. And then we head into the Millennium Tower in order to avoid another fight. Because by going through the Millennium Tower and dropping to the bottom floor and running over here, we're skipping a fight that we would need to do in order to get to this point. But by doing that, you can see it down on the minimap, actually. The fight that's happening. Or the fight that we're skipping. Because the minimap will show you fights and whatnot. So we find our crew has been defeated. Oh no. You know. And then we're going to take cabs. Cabs are how we are going to skip fights. So we go all the way down to Pink Street. And then we're going to wait for the load and then run. You want to be careful of people because Maijima can knock them down or be knocked down because of them. Of course, it's RNG where people are, of course. And then once we hit here, that's the end of Chapter 1. Of course, we have another cutscene to skip before the chapter is officially done, and then we're going to mash circle because every time a chapter is done, the game will ask you, hey, do you want to save? And luckily, by hitting circle, we just skip that. And then chapter 2 begins. And then we go running. So again, actually this wasn't too bad, but again we have to worry about things like people getting in the way, etc. And then same thing, we want people grouping up, so we're gonna move back a bit. Very nice. Unfortunate, you want each swing to end, unless they're low health of course, on the final swipe, because that does the most damage. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. So now we have to go head to the Millennium Tower. So we're going back to the very start of Kamurocho. that we saw earlier where I was like, I can't take cabs right now. But now we can, and that's how we're going to skip the fight. So here we go, running over to the cab, and luckily there just so happens to be a Millennium Tower spot. So this is going to put us directly in front of it, and I think you can even see the fight on... No, you can't see the fight on the map. I thought you could. There we go. Jumping down. But this time, instead of going through the doors, we're going to the elevators, because that's where we need to go. And say goodbye to Tokyo, everybody. Because we are now leaving Tokyo for Osaka. So here we go. Now, side. We then need to talk. Maijima used to be the... For those who have played Yakuza 0, you would know that Maijima used to be the manager here. But it's under new management. This is 21 years after the events of Yakuza 0, meaning that Majima is about 45 years old right now. So again, wait for the group up. Of course, there's a chance we could get hit. That's just part of an action game. Not terrible. Bit rough, though. Bit rough. We then head all the way down to the second option on the minimap, or on the fast travel map. Because he needs to head to the Odyssey. However, the Odyssey doesn't actually exist anymore. It's now... whatever that is. I suck at reading when I'm going fast. Ooh, ooh. Monsieur, ce n'est pas gentil, là? Excellent. Then run. Once again. And then once we hit it, on normal difficulty, you would actually run to a cab. Fun fact, as well as hard. Hard and normal, we run for a cab. Easy, we just plow through. Because it's only 3 enemies, and as you saw, they still went down rather quickly as we enter the final chapter here. So we're going to head this way to the nearest cab and avoid a fight. And back to the Cabaret Club, and in order to fight the final 2 fights, which are 2 boss fights back to back. Bust in, shall you? So... oh, whoops. Stop it. Mind. Fortunate. Again, sometimes my brain goes, you can skip this, and it's like, no, you cannot. There we go, nice fast kill. And then there's 3 cutscenes that we skip here. And then we get an unskippable intro to the final fight, or final boss if you prefer. And it's kind of the most badass thing ever, as they're just dodging each other's shots, and yeah, it's incredible. I love it. Just 2 point-blank range bullets, and he's just like, I don't care. You're not hitting, sir. There we go. Again, one thing you gotta worry about when he's red is if he grabs Maijima and shoots him that way. Is that gonna kill? No, but it's gonna come close. PB! Actually, I think I unpaused that a little bit, but that was a PB. Holy shit. Holy shit, let's go.